Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and welcome to all participants CDCU at Faculty Program 2.0 Fellow, Cycle 3 sharing session with the topic Beautiful Plots with Python. With our speaker for today is Dr. Nurul Farahain from the computational, wasn't it? Department of Computational and Theoretical Science, Kulliyyah of Science, IIUM. Before we start, we will start the recitation of Umul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. This is our second session with Dr. Nurul Farahain, and the first session is actually with the topic Ta'aruf on Python. So for those who wanted to get the video for the first session, you may email us and ask for that video. Without further ado, I would like to call upon Dr. Nurul Farahain for for sharing this for the sharing session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ju. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. Okay. So first of all, before we start, I would like to ask for your help to first go to Padlet for this course. Okay. Let me share the screen right now. So I believe the link to the Padlet is already pinned on the YouTube. Okay, let me share screen. Okay. You just checking. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, so first go to this Padlet link. Okay, Padlet link, and first of all, download so the first thing that you need to do is download this file, Beautiful Plots with Python. So click here, okay, click here, and then download. Okay, I repeat again, go to visit this link, padlet.com/wawi/beautifulplot, and then click here. Okay, click here, download. Okay, okay. So hopefully everyone can download the file. So after you download the file, okay, let me give you some time to download the file. Okay, go to the link padlet.com/wawi/beautifulplot, and then click on here, click here, and then click okay. Okay, so after you download the file, okay, yeah, let me give some time for you to download the file. Okay, after you download the file, follow this instruction. Okay, visit this link. So just click on this link. Okay, collab.research.google.com. Okay, after you download the file, click here. Okay, let us do this together. Click here. Okay, we are using the same platform like which is Google Collaboratory. Okay, after you click on the link, you will have interface. So what we will do is click on upload. Okay, after you click upload, click on browse. Okay, browse. that you just downloaded. Okay, that for me I downloaded it in desktop. So click, if you download in the download folder, just click on the download folder. Give it some time to upload. Okay, so now you have kind of notebook view. Okay. Okay, should I repeat one more time? Okay, reaction. I have no idea. Okay, I believe everyone can follow. Okay, for those who follow step by step until step 4. Okay,
Doctor,
so
doctor,
let's say
doctor,
everyone is already. Okay.
doctor.
Yes.
Actually, your voice is breaking before. Can you please repeat your instructions again? And but slowly,
Oh,
slowly.
slowly.
Yes,
Okay, sure, sure,
yes,
sure.
yes. Please, thank you.
Let me try again. Okay, the instruction. Let me close this one. Okay. So first go to Padlet and then click on this link, collab.research.google.com. Click on this link. So actually it require Gmail in. I'm already signed in my Gmail. It's already straight away here. So if that page come out, please log first. Okay, or sign in using any Gmail account. Okay, and then after you sign in, go to upload. Okay, click on upload and then click on browse. Okay, click on upload and then click on browse. Okay, and then choose the beautiful plots file. Okay, now it will upload the file that I gave you to the server. Okay, it will take some time for uploading, no problem. So this time, can you follow the instruction? Is it okay? Okay. Mm. So
I
for
think
those
you
who
can.
miss the step, okay, wait. Okay. For those who miss the steps, you can go to this page, okay, padlet.com/wawi/beautifulplot and then follow the instruction. Okay. Now let us go back to our Google Collaboratory. So by right after you upload, you will have this kind of interface or this kind of layout. Okay. So this is the material that we will use for today. The same, the same platform that we used in the last workshop. Okay, when we were having a ta'aruf with Python, we were using also Google Collaboratory. So exactly the same platform. Okay, so now this is the outline for our workshop today. Okay, we'll start with modules in Python for plotting. And then we'll go deeper learning about how to plot using Seaborn. Okay, and I put also in bracket and Matplotlib because Seaborn is built on top of Matplotlib. So somehow, if we want to do some modification that is not built in Seaborn, we can use Matplotlib. Okay. And these are the charts or plots that we will learn to do for today, insyaAllah. Okay, we'll try to finish within 1 hour. And then lastly, okay, the most, for me as a researcher or as an academician, this is the very crucial part, which is having so now start with the first part is modules in Python for plotting. So actually in Python there are many modules up there for you to do visualization or data plotting, okay, or plot a graph, okay. But for today, I will introduce you to four commonly used Python module for plotting or for visualization, we call it. Okay. The most basic one, is Matplotlib. Okay, here Matplotlib. This is a name of a module. And this one, for those who are already familiar with MATLAB, the language is quite similar to MATLAB for Matplotlib. Okay. So this one, if you click here, so it will direct you to the Matplotlib website. So here in the Matplotlib website, you can learn how to install, okay? And then it has documentation. So any module or any library that you use in Python, it is very important for me. It is very important to go back to the documentation, so that we can learn the correct way of using that particular built-in function. Okay, and here we also have some examples. So let's say if you don't want to code from scratch, so you can look at examples provided in the website. Okay, well, it takes some time right now. Okay, you can, okay, let's say here we have many beautiful plots. So you can just click on any of them. Let's say I click one here. Okay. So by right, once we click on one of them, okay, you will have a page where you can take a look at the figure and also the codes that generate the figure or the graph. Okay. Tak keluar-keluar ya. I think tak apalah. It's okay. Give them some time. Okay, let us go back to our notebook here. Okay, so let's say this one. Okay, let us generate some points. Okay, remember whenever we want to do visualization or graph, the most important thing is not the graph itself, but data. Okay, data or points behind it. So the first thing we need to have in order to plot our data. Okay, let's say here we create some data. Okay, import numpy as np, and then we create data x and data y. Okay, x is let's say we create a linear space. Okay, what does it mean is that between -5 and 7, we generate 100 points. Okay, between -5 and 7, we generate 100 points, and then for the data y is simply, let's say for this particular example, we have a polynomial of order 3. Okay, lecturer mat sangat kan. X cube minus 2x squared minus 29x minus 42. So now we have point x, point y. Okay, now we have the data. Okay, for plotting. So here, if we want to use Matplotlib, okay, we need to import the module first. Import the module in our programming. So to do that is like this: import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So usually, among Python users, or we call it Pythonista, okay, for matplotlib.pyplot, they consensusly write it in short as plt. Like for example, numpy in short as np. Okay, matplotlib as in short as plt. So here, when we want to plot the point xy, is simply plot xy. And since this function plot is from the library or the module Matplotlib, so we need to write plt dot. So meaning the function after that dot comes from plt or comes from matplotlib.pyplot. Okay, so let us try to click display button here to run the code. I think it will take some time because we are online right now. Boleh tak? Sebentar. Cell is already running. Okay. Wait for it. Tak. Okay. Okay, so there it goes. So now we have a line plot using Matplotlib. Okay, so this is how a graph looks like when we plot using Matplotlib. Okay, so other than Matplotlib, let us continue. The other module for plotting used in Python is Seaborn. Okay, Seaborn is built on top of Matplotlib, and I would say it is more suitable for statistical data visualization. Okay, so if you click on the link here, then the website will come out. Website of Seaborn, so they have the documentation, all the tutorial, and also gallery examples. Okay, and you can explore from the website, and you can learn a lot even from the Seaborn website. Okay, so let's say here we want to plot the same data and come up with line plot. Okay, so for Seaborn, we need to first import the module Seaborn. So that's why here we have import Seaborn as SNS. So for Seaborn, consensusly, we represent or we write in short as SNS. Okay. So here first we set the theme. Okay. We need to set the theme because if you don't set the theme, by default, Seaborn will plot the graph with the Matplotlib criteria or Matplotlib profile. Okay. Okay. Apart from that, you can also set context. So if you use Seaborn, okay, there are several contexts. Let's say if the figure is for paper, okay, then you can change set context paper, and directly whatever the figure generated after that is suitable for publication. Okay, let's say for this one, because this is a workshop, a talk, so I change the context into talk so that the font size, okay, the font size will be appropriate for a talk or a presentation. Okay, and this code is for plotting the line. Okay, let us run this code. Click on the play button. Give it some time. Okay. Okay. So here we have the same graph, but this time in Seaborn or using Seaborn. Okay, as you can see, once we use Seaborn, we can have some background with beautiful grids. You can change several whatever theme that you want to use. Okay, so I think more than 8 themes are already available. Okay, and then let us continue with another module in Python for plotting. Banyak betul Another one is bokeh. Okay, bokeh, let me run this one. Okay, so for bokeh, I would say bokeh is best for interactive data visualization. Okay, later I will show you what does it mean by interactive data visualization. Orang tak ni? Okay. So it comes with pen, box zoom, wheel zoom, save, reset, and learn more buttons by default. Okay, so if you want to use bokeh, okay, in a notebook, first thing that you need to write these two codes. Okay, import bokeh.io so that the code will come out. If you don't write these first two codes, okay, the import bokeh.io and then output notebook, when you plot, the graph will not come out. So that's why it's important for you to put these two first, because we are using notebook, and then these are the codes. So first thing is, of course, import the module bokeh.plotting SBP, and then set a figure, and finally here we put line XY. Okay, so this is line plot. Okay, after we ask them to create a line plot, we ask to show the figure. So bp dot show figure. Bp is again bokeh.plotting. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, as you can see here, so this is the plot. Okay, what does it mean by interactive? Okay, uh, if I click on my mouse, right, left click, right, right click, right click. Okay, hold it, and then if I if I do it that way, now as you can see, the graph can move. Okay, right or left or up or down. Okay, depend on you. Okay, so this is what it means by interactive. Okay, here also we can, let's say, if I want to focus on a region, I can click on here the siapa nama dia, box zoom, and then highlight on that region, the particular region. Okay, so if we go to focusing on that region, so let's say like this one, I sort of mess it up, so I can click on reset here, and the original plotting will come out. Okay, and let's say if I want to save the figure, just click on this diskette icon. Okay, save, and then we can save it. Okay, so for, let's say if you want to plot something and then you want to explore, focusing on somewhere or moving it here and there, so it is best for you use bokeh. Okay, but once you finalize the which region that you want to focus on, better to plot in seaborn, in my opinion lah. Okay, let's say we're done with bokeh. So the last module that I want to introduce you is Plotly. Okay, Plotly, I would say it is best for interactive data visualization in web application. Okay, as you can see, this is the code. Just import plotly.graph objects as goal, and then create a figure and ask them to come up with a scatter plot, but it's actually line plot lah. Okay, for scatter, and then show the figure. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, so now we have it here. Okay, as you can see, if I move the cursor here, okay, if I move the cursor on the line, okay, without clicking, just move the cursor, we can, at that particular position, we can know the value of the points. Okay, so this is by default the difference between using bokeh and plotly, because plotly also has zoom in and zoom out. Save, as you can see here, we can download the plot, which is save the figure. You can zoom in, zoom out. But this one, you can know when you move, as simple as moving the your cursor on top of the line, you can see all the points. Okay. But for today, okay, ni advanced lah. Okay, so for today, we'll be focusing more on seaborn. Oh, dah almost half of the workshop ni, 2:25. Okay. Okay. So let's say for seaborn, okay. The first thing that you need to do, of course, import the library. Okay, and then if, let's say for this one, because this is for talk, then I set the context. Okay, and then here, let's say nak set the, apa nama tadi? Can we go back? Okay, set the theme perhaps. Let me copy and then go back here. Okay, let us try to add another one. Set the theme, okay, and rerun. Okay, so now we import the seaborn. Next again, let's say this time we use a quite complex data set, okay, but it's already readily available in seaborn. Okay, so let us click this button here. Okay, so what we are doing right now is importing the dataset or loading the dataset from seaborn. Okay, as you can see here, we have data. Okay, data of diamonds. Okay, we have carat, cut, color, clarity, depth, table, and so on. And our data is, I would say, not so small but not so big. Okay, we have 53,940 rows and 10 columns. So I'm sure there's no way just by looking at the raw data we can gain some insights. So that's why we need to plot or do data visualization, at least to understand what's going on within our data. Okay. So let us start with the bar chart. Let's say we want to see prices by color. So what we can do is first, of course, SNS dot, because we are using Seaborn, okay, SNS dot. And then in order to see prices by color, we can come up with a bar chart. Okay, just simply write bar plot and then in bracket X color, X equals to color, and then Y equals to price, and then we need to state the data. So in this case, if you realize just now, let me scroll up a bit. Okay, when we were loading the data, we declare that the data name as DF. Okay, so after this, we just declare our data as DF. Okay. So that's why our data equals to DF. Okay, let us try to run this. Okay, give it some time. Okay, so as you can see here, we have our, sekejap This is, ni macam mana sekejap Tadi, talk. Betul dah. Okay, maybe, tak apalah. Maybe, let me delete this. Because it becomes smaller again. Okay. Okay, here. Okay, let me run again. Baru besar. Okay, so buang, tak apalah, style tu tak payah buang je. Okay, so now we have it like this. Okay, let me go back. Tadi buat apa kan? Kau ada yang tak perasan. Okay, so here I just put hashtag in front of set theme. Hashtag meaning comments. Okay, comments. Meaning the code is not read by the Python. Okay, let us go back here. Okay, this is if you want to see prices by color. Let's say we want to see prices by quality of the card. So what we need to do is, okay, this one we need to do it together. Okay, if we want to see the price by quality of card, so we want to come up with a bar chart, which is the x-axis is card. So just write card. Okay, and then the y-axis, right, within the single bracket. Okay, and then the y is price. Okay, and then we can run it. Data is DF, of course. We give it some time. So as you can see here, we have a bar chart for prices in terms of cards, okay, or by arranged by cards. Okay, so now we have a small problem here. Okay, as you can see, the two bars, premium and very good, they are overlap. The X ticks are overlap, premium and very good. Tak cantik kan when they are overlap. So there are several ways to fix it. Let's say first thing is that we rotate the X ticks. Okay, kita pusing X ticks dia tu. Okay, how to do that? Okay, just exactly the same code for plot, sama macam kat atas. Just that we add this line, okay? Get rid of the, or delete the hashtag button. Okay, so now it becomes in black color kan? Okay, now black color means it's a code. Okay, we have write down this code and then click run. Click the play button. Let me scroll up a bit. Okay, as you can see now, dah tak redundant kan nama dia. Okay, because we asked to rotate 45 degrees, so it become this way. But let's say if you don't like the words to be 45 degree and people need to like tilt a bit their necks to read that, Okay, instead of doing that, uh, for me, I would suggest for you to have horizontal bar chart. Okay, instead of having vertical bar chart, let us have horizontal bar chart. Okay, let's say for horizontal bar chart. Okay, previously, okay, jangan atas sangat. Okay, here, X is cut, Y is price. Okay, if we want to have horizontal bar cut, change. Uh, Price become X. So here we write X equals to price. Okay, and then X become Y. So now our Y is cut. Okay, previously X is cut, Y is price. We change X into price, Y into cut. Just interchange. Okay, so this one, click run. After you change, click run. Let me scroll up a bit. Okay, give it some time. Okay, so now we have a, I would say, beautifully aligned ticks. Okay, now the premium and very good are no longer overlap. Okay. So whenever you have that kind of problem, I would say two solutions, actually three solutions. Whether you tilt the or rotate the ticks, or you change it into horizontal bar chart, or another option would be for you to make the figure bigger. Okay. Okay, another one. Let's say we want to create a bar chart that group by, yes, hello, yes, Ju.
Doctor, there is a comment said that, Doctor, I got an error.
Mm-hmm. Error apa
And
tu?
then there is another one. The data is hard code from database from Doctor's ID.
Sorry. Let me go back to StreamYard. Where can I see the doctor? The data is hardcore or from database? Oh, okay. The one that the data that we are using right now is from Seaborn itself, from the library. Okay. Uh, Another question was, sorry, Ju, can you please repeat? Because I cannot see the other question. Nak tengok kat mana ni? Comments ke? Is it?
And you need to go to
Comments.
no. Yes.
Okay, okay. Another one? Mana? If from database, how to configure? Okay. If from database, then we can use other module in Python, at least to pull the data first. Okay. We cannot use Seaborn to pull the data. So that one you can use, it depends if it's SQL, then use the SQL related module. If it is as simple as Google Sheet ke, you can download first as CSV or Excel, and then you import the data using pandas module. Okay, got an error, Nolia. May I know what is the error? Macam mana ni? What is the function of the small black lines on every vertical bar? The small black lines do not appear on the horizontal ones. Yes. Okay, I was waiting for someone to ask that. Actually. Okay. Okay. So let me go back here. Okay. As you can see previously, we have all the black lines on top of the bar. So the black lines is actually confidence interval. Okay, confidence interval. So for this one, horizontal bar chart, I wrote CI equals to none. So it means that we don't want that black lines, that confidence interval lines. So once we write CI equals to none, then it will remove the black lines. Okay. Okay, I think I answered them all. Okay. cannot download the database, you don't need to download the database. The database, okay, let me go back here. Okay, the database is already in Seaborn. So as long as you already import Seaborn, okay, so that's why the first thing you need to do is here, okay, import Seaborn as SNS, okay, and then, okay, run this code, df equals to SNS lots data set. So the data set is actually from Seaborn. Once you call the Seaborn, you call the data set from Seaborn. Macam tu. Okay. Make sure you run this code. Okay, let us go back in group bar chart. Ada soalan lagi ke? Let me see. For a while. Okay.
For now, no letter.
Okay lah. Okay. Let me go back. Hopefully we can finish on time. Okay. For group bar chart, let's say this time we want to see, of course, the price by color, but we want to group them by cut, meaning for one color, and then for each cut, how does the price looks like. Okay, so what we need to do is, okay, I already wrote the hint here. Okay, we need to add just one word here, hue. Okay, hue equals to, let's say we want it to be cut, okay, group by cut, so hue equals to press on the single quote, and then write cut. Okay, and then run this one. Okay, run it, give it some time. Okay, so as you can see here, so this is our bar plot. Okay, let's say for this one, the legend is actually itulah, the box with cut, and then ada idea, premium, very good, good, fair. So that box is called legend. Okay, legend. So if we want that legend to be outside, okay, not on top of the bars, we can change the here. Okay, so remove the hashtag, so we should have this code, okay, this code to put it outside. Okay, just run it. Okay, remember, remove the hashtag and then run it. Hashtag in front of PLT. Okay, give it some time. So now we can have this figure, okay, this figure with the legend outside. Okay, so next time whenever you want the legend to be outside, just put this kind of code. Okay, but again, this one is I would say too crowded. Okay, let's say we want it to be not this crowded. So what we can do is having stack bar chart. Okay, stack bar chart. So to have stack bar chart, is just add another instruction here. Within the bar plot, add another instruction, dodge. So here, okay, between data and CI tu, dodge equal, okay, just write false. FALSE. F capital letter, F capital letter, LSE. Okay, and then you run it. Okay, give it some time. Okay, now we have it like this. Okay, so this is our stack bar chart. Okay, let's say, okay, let's say we want to see how the carat and the price are doing together. Okay, both are numbers. Okay, carat is actually the the weight, and then price. Okay, so for this one, just use SNS dot scatterplot. Okay, scatterplot. And then of course X is the carat, Y is price, and then data is DF. Okay, click on the run button. Okay, click on the run button. Give it some time. Okay, so here we have this kind of graph. Okay, let me make it bigger. Control plus. Control plus. Boleh ke? Okay. So for this one, as you can see, no, as ya Allah, let me scroll up. Okay. Okay. As you can see here, not necessarily the heavier the diamond, the higher the price. Because as you can see, we can also have carat one, but high price. Okay, or carat two with high price here. So not necessarily the heavier the diamond, the higher the price. So now let us investigate. Okay, let's say we want to see if clarity play a role. Okay, clarity. Okay, let me scroll up. Okay, so what we can do is in the same graph, okay, we can add hue again. Okay, hue equals to, let's say this time clarity become our hue. Okay, clarity. Okay, don't forget to put the single bracket, single quote. Okay, single quote, and then clarity, the name of the column. Okay, now let us run this one. Okay, okay, now we have the clarity. Okay, so as you can see, IF, the blue color is the highest or the best clarity, and then I1 is the worst clarity. Okay, as we can see here, turn out uh, for the points with low carat, meaning the carat 1, carat equals to 1, and then have high price, most of them are blue color or blue color or orange color. Okay, here. So from here we can say that in order for low carat, okay, to have high price, the clarity need to be high. Okay, the clarity need to be high. Okay, so let's say for this one it's too many points, right? Redundant, so it's not good for even a presentation. So let's say you want to reduce the data, so you need to play around a bit. Okay, for this one we are playing around. So this first two chords, the first thing is, let's say we just choose IF and I1. Okay, so we choose IF and I1, and then we want to pull the data that consists of IF and I1 only. Okay, and that data we call it, we give a new name, data clarity. Okay, so from there, okay, as you can see here, data equals to data clarity, meaning our data consists of IF and I1 only. And then from here, we can put in the style. Okay, let's say here, because we want to see how cut affecting the price, so the style is cut. Okay, okay, write down cut here and then try to run the code. Okay, give it some time. So now we have points and the clarity. So if you want to remove the legend, so you can, if you want to take it outside, you can take the same command as we just had, or you can just type legend equals to false code. I think let me try. Betul tak? Equals to false. What will happen? Let me try. I think it works this way. Betul ke? Yes. Okay. So now I would say much better or much clearer than the previous plot lah. Okay. So let's say okay, 40 minutes left. Let us go with a regression plot. Okay, regression plot. Let's say we want to see how for IF only. Okay, let's say the diamond has clarity IF, and then we want to see the relation between carat and price. So we can do lmplot. Okay, let us run this code. Okay, run this code. Nervousnya kalau merah. Alamak. Error. Data. Alamak. Data clarity equals to IF. Betul dah. Oh, one. Sekejap. IF ke? Let me go back. Betul lah IF kan? Kalau I1, let me try. Dah cuba 3 kali. Kalau I1, let me see. Sekejap. Name data IF is not defined. Oh, okay. Faham. Sini. Okay, let's say kita nak IF tadi. IF. Sini pun IF lah patutnya. Salah. Okay. Let's fix this one. Dia dah kata dah name data IF is not defined. Okay, let me try again. Sorry, ada hiccup sikit. Okay, because we want to use data IF. Okay, dah keluar dah. Okay, so what we did, the first line is actually we declare the data. Okay, we filter the data. We want when clarity equals to IF. And then we give a new name to the data IF. And then we use the data IF to come up with lmplot. Okay, so whenever you want, because usually whenever people do study, they involve regression, especially linear regression. So for the plot, you can use this lmplot. So instead of just simple scatterplot, you can have scatterplot together with the linear regression line. Okay, linear regression line. And the shaded region here, the shadow here is actually involve the confidence interval. Okay. So right now, let's say we want to investigate, or we want to have this kind of lmplot, but okay. Regression of price over carat by clarity of diamond, meaning each clarity has its own figure or its own lmplot. Okay, so for that one, we don't need to plot one by one. Okay, we can just add one part in the code, in this lmplot code, just add here. Okay, call equals to, okay, call meaning column. We need each column is based on clarity. So just write clarity. Sorry. It should be small case. Clarity. And let us try to run this one. Okay, give it some time. For this one, it will take some time because we are actually producing 6 graph altogether. In one graph, we have 6 ke? 5 1, 2, 3, more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, just from one line, by adding call equals to clarity, we can straight away produce lmplot for each type of clarity. Okay, as you can see here, let me click on this. Okay, satu-satu lah ni. IF is one graph, VVS1 one graph, VVS2 one graph, just one line and just adding one part. Okay, no need to do it one by one on your own. Okay, so now let us moving on to the next one, which is boxplot. Also usually used by researchers. So as you can see here, this is what it means by a boxplot. Okay, the middle one is the median, the upper one is upper extreme, okay, the line, and then the dots outside is the outlier. Okay, let's say we do a boxplot for cut versus price versus cut. Okay, so we have here boxplot, SNS dot boxplot. Okay, SNS is seaborn again, dot boxplot. So we use boxplot function from seaborn. Okay, and then we declare X equals to the cut, Y is the price, and then data from the F. Click on the run button here. Okay, give it some time. Give it some time. Uh, at the same time, let me run dia ada jugalah. Ikut. Oh, dah kuat dah. Okay. So here, this is our box plot. So again, if you want the text to be rotated, you can do that. Okay. Just copy the previous command, add in the next line, then the X text will be rotated. Okay. So let's say, okay, this is for box plot. Let's say you are interested in violent plot. So just sns.violentplot. Okay, sns.violentplot. Let's say we run this one. Okay, click on the play button here. Okay, click on the play button. Okay, so you can have violin plot like this. So the violin plot is actually the distribution, distribution of swarm plot. Okay, swarm plot. Let's data clarity. Okay, so as you can see here, data clarity, meaning just for the clarity, IF and I1. Actually, we can do all data equals to DF, okay, the whole data. But it will take very long time because it's actually sort of, apa kita panggil, scatter plot. But according to their distribution. Okay, because we want to cut the time. So let us focus to just few data. Ni pun rasanya it will take some time. Okay. Okay, let me scroll. Okay, so here we can have our swarm plot. Okay. So it's actually scatter plot, but according to their distribution. So even from here, we can see that actually kan, if you look at when the cut is fair, okay, none of the diamonds are priced between, I would say 12,000 or 13,000 to 15,000. So from here you can see lah, because this is sort of scatter plot, but according to distribution. Okay. Okay, the very last part. Okay, the very last part. Let's say, because I believe most of you here are researchers or lecturers or academics. Okay, the quality of the figure is very important. Okay, especially if you want to publish or for presentation. In Python, okay, or specifically in Seaborn, okay, we can save the figure according to DPI. So DPI is dot per ink, okay, dot per ink. Okay, as simple as the higher the DPI, the clearer the picture. Okay, but the downside of it is that the size of the file will be bigger. Okay, the higher the DPI, yes, the clearer the picture, but the higher the DPI, the bigger the size of the file. So you have to bear that in mind. Okay, so there are several type of image like PNG, JPG, SVG, PDF. PNG and JPG, it depends on type of publication, but in my own research area, they call it vectorized picture or vectorized graph. Okay, for if they require vectorized graph or vectorized picture, better to save your file as .svg or .pdf, okay, or .eps. .eps pun boleh. Okay. So now let's say we want to save the figure yang lmplot tu. lmplot by column because it's very long. So if we just simply right click and save the file, I believe it will not work. Okay, save file. Let me save first. Okay, click on save, file save. Because mine is save file here. Okay, let it save first. Okay, let's say here, okay, after I plot, okay, if I want to, the notebook has been shared outside, would you like to cancel? Okay, let's say you want to save a particular figure. Okay, you need to assign a variable to the figure. Okay, let's say just simply as figure equals to whatever plot that you want to save. Okay, figure equals to whatever plot you want to save. And then figure dot, since we want to save this figure, so just write the name of the figure dot save fig, and then within the single bracket here is whatever the name of the file that you want, and then dot the type of image that you want. Okay, let's say if you want PNG, then .png, comma by the DPI. So remember, the higher the DPI, the clearer the picture. Okay, let's say for this one, we have DPI equals to 800. So we can click run here. I hope this one works. Okay, click run. It will take some time. Okay. And usually the higher the DPI, it will take more time to produce the visualization. Okay. Okay, let's say for this one, we already save it. So if we use this Google Collaboratory, click on here, folder here, this icon. Okay, here we have the figure, output underscore figure. So if I click on this one, or let's say if I download, okay, download. Also take some time, Remember, the higher the DPI, the bigger the size of the file. Okay. So let's say we just open it right away. Okay. Okay, waiting for the picture to load. Hmm. Okay, now we have the picture. So even if we zoom in, because the DPI is very high, okay, even if we zoom in, give it some time for the computer to process. So for sure, even if we zoom in, that small picture, we can still get a clear figure. All the letters and the numbers are very clear, and all the dots, we can see it clearly, not pixelated. Okay. So we should give it some time, but it's already 3:01. Oh, jangan. Okay. No, cancel. One. Okay, let me see if there is any question.
We have a question from Brother Muhammad Ashraf. Can we obtain the equation of regression line?
Okay, that one would we need to use different library, which is pandas. Okay, other
And then we
question?
have another question. Doctor, I tried DPI 1800, then it gives value error. So does DPI have a maximum value or limit?
Well, within my knowledge, I'm not sure if there is any limit, but I think 1,800 is very big. Maybe that's why it gives that kind of value. I mean that kind of error. Within my knowledge, I don't know if there is any maximum DPI. That's my answer. Is it okay?
Do you have more questions from participants? You can post your question in the comment section.
Okay. Okay. I think no question.
I think there is no question. Right. Okay. No question from the floor? Okay. So I'll take that as no question. So the Saifullah say, all right, thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Ramadan Mubarak.
We have come to the end of the sharing session. Thank you so much to Dr. Farahain for the very exciting programming knowledge, and thank you to everyone who participated. Um, Ramadan Mubarak to everyone, and have a good day. Stay safe, and again, thank you so much, Dr. Farahain. And don't forget to time in your attendance for IUM student and also for non-IUM students. We will give a feedback form to everyone that time in their attendance and kindly fill in the feedback form. Muiz now would say thank you so much. Fatin Ali Zainuddin, thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Dr. Prime, for this beautiful session. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you to everyone. Have a good day and selamat buka puasa. Thank you.